Hello everybody, welcome to another vlog. I don't do these too often, but I feel like I do want every name change, and that seems to be happening all the time. So, as some of you may know, I recently changed my name to Ace Trainer Jester after wanting to do more Pokemon focused content, as I was kind of like starting to lose a little bit of my focus with the TCG anyway. I've now gone straight back to Jestertainment. Some of you may remember I went by the Jestertainment name years ago. I changed it relatively recently to reflect more Pokemon related stuff, TCG related stuff, and that's kind of run its course now. It's a little bit, I don't want to say it's an experiment. It kind of felt like it was, though. I have said to people who have asked me about it, it does feel like the TCG experiment has kind of ended at this stage. So yeah, just so everybody doesn't get confused by the opening trailer on my channel, because the intro is still the same video, we are back to Jestertainment now across all social media. All the links are in the description below. So with all that, I do want to say it is unfortunate, really, that I have kind of felt this way about the TCG. I originally started falling off a little bit with the whole baby announcement and stuff like that. So this season I wanted to do what I did last year, but realistically I couldn't really either afford to with the new job. I didn't have the time to either, especially with EYC was going to be like the big one, the big culminating one again, is like, how many of these can I do? And then if we get to EYC, it's no good for Worlds, we stop, blah, blah, blah. I can't even do EYC this year because of how close it is to the baby arriving. At the time of recording, it is at the end of this week, and we're kind of like, you know, not too far away from the baby being here now. It's 5 weeks, I think, as of yesterday, at the time of recording this. So yeah, we're really in the danger zone right now. So it's kind of scary. But I do want to say I am kind of removed myself from TCG a fair bit, but I don't want to say I'm removing myself completely from the community. I've made so many awesome friends through Pokemon TCG, and I definitely don't want to lose contact with them, and I'm definitely still cheering them on and stuff like that. Like, I recently caught Katie on Blue Sky for a little bit, and, you know, I said to her, like, I don't think you know how much I was cheering you on during your stream game and stuff like that. I've still got friends of mine, like Marius and other people like that, still winning cups, Jesse as well. You know, these are names that you might not know, but these are names that mean a lot to me, and the people that are winning cups, doing really well in cups, and I still want to cheer them on. I'm still so proud of what they're achieving in the game, while I'm not doing as well as I want to. We won't talk about the 0-3 record at Birmingham, but yeah, I'm still so proud of everybody. So it is a case of, like, I'm kind of disconnecting myself from the game, but not the community and the friends I've made. Like, the friends I've made through Pokemon are some of, like, the coolest people I've ever known in my entire life. Like, I'm not really one of those people that stuck around with their high school friends or college friends. I've got like maybe one or two from each of those eras. Other than that, I've not really got that many people that, I don't know, I've made friends through streaming as well, but again, how many of those do I still talk to on a regular basis? And if you're one of them, shout out to you, you're awesome. But most of my friends now are from content. Either I've made them through streaming, I've made them through meeting them at Pokemon TCG events, I've met them, you know, just in tournaments and things like that. So yeah, while I am stepping away from the scene, I'm not stepping away from the community, and I'm certainly not stepping away from the awesome friends that I've made. So a long time ago, I was a variety streamer called Jestertainment, or at least the channel was called Jestertainment. I've always been known as Jester, both as a nickname and now legally as my middle name, which is kind of cool. One of the things I did worry about with the name as well, and again, this is why Jester TCG was a thing, I was way more concerned about how my content was being received by people, and I always felt like saying Jestertainment was like a bit too much wordy. Like, it was annoying to spell out for people, it was annoying to tell people, because I feel like it was quite forgettable. But realistically, a lot of people I've spoken to who I didn't really consult with in the first place, and probably should have, told me that Jestertainment was like a really good and memorable name, and it's silly that I ever stepped away from it in the first place. That was one of the reasons I didn't really feel like it was that good in terms of like SEO and all that crap, you know, all the behind the scenes that people have to care about as content creators. But also, going more to a TCG focus, it just made sense to keep my nickname plus the TCG element, like everybody does. So I'm kind of glad to break away from that as well. And we've gone back to variety content. I'm a lot more into streaming again as well. Like, I'm really enjoying streaming, and I'm finding so much more time for it. And originally I thought it was because of the job that I had. If you don't know, I recently-ish went self-employed back in July, so I'm in a job that I actually love. I've handpicked this job and I absolutely love it. But yeah, I thought the job that I was doing was such an impact on my life. Like, I just felt so negative all the time and just like down about everything, and depression was creeping in a fair bit because I just really hated my job. I did not enjoy it. It was either barely doing any work in summer and hoping that like it would pick up in winter, because it felt like we were under threat of like what's called short time and stuff like that, where we basically lose our jobs, don't really get paid, but we get retained by the company, so when work picks up they pull us back in, which wasn't a great way to live. Like, it was a constant panic that was going to happen, to being super busy in the autumn and winter, overtime, being like told off basically for not coming in and doing more overtime and things like that. Like, it's not compulsory overtime, but like it was like, oh, you've only done 4 hours overtime this year, this week, why aren't you doing more? It's like, because I want to live my life. So I thought that was having a negative impact on my streaming as well. I'd get home and like I'd have to cook tea and then be like, I just don't want to do anything now, I just want to lounge around on the sofa and do nothing. And realistically, it was a bit of that, but also it was playing live as well. Like, Pokemon TCG Live, for those who don't regularly play it, it's such a horrible client to play. Like, I've never played a game that makes me not want to play it as much as Pokemon TCG Live. Like, I just want to get home, I want to stream, and I want to, like, entertain the people. That game actively fights you. It is so slow, it is so boring. If you're on the ladder, some of your opponents just, like, make everything take longer, and it's just a very frustrating game to play. So, drop in that. And I'm not dropping it completely. I do want to go back to it at times, but like not for a little while. I am taking a good break from Pokemon TCG. But going back from that to variety content has made me want to actually play games and stream so much more than I ever have in like the last 2 or 3 years. It's honestly so great to go back to. And I feel like the audience has felt that as well. Like, some of the people who watch for my TCG content, I fully appreciate you've probably gone and left and saw this video and gone, oh, Pokemon related, maybe it's Summit, he's coming back. But no, I am sticking with variety content, and there are people who have stuck with me through the transition as well, which is awesome. It's what I was hoping for as well. Like, I've always wanted to be kind of like an entertainment first content creator. I think some people are more focused on playing the latest games or playing this, like for me it's just like, I want to play the games I enjoy, and I want to try and make people laugh while I'm doing it, and I feel like I'm still somewhat accomplishing that, so that's always a positive. So yeah, as mentioned, I am stepping away from the TCG. I am soft retiring or quiet quitting, although I suppose I can't say quiet. I'm quite loud and boisterous about these kind of things. I've not been quiet on Twitter, let's put it that way. But yeah, I do think I do need to take a big step away from it. I feel like I've accomplished a decent amount for someone who got into TCGs in their 30s, I think. Yeah, it would have been my 30s when I started. I've never been much of a strategy gamer. I've never been much of a card gamer, other than a few like deck builder roguelikes on Steam and stuff like that. But I kind of went as far as I think I can at the moment, for as much time and effort I'm willing to dedicate into it. I was on the cusp of 2 day 2s. I've won 3 League Cups, which some people who've been playing for 10 plus years can't say they've done. And I've beaten some amazing players that like have gone on to win regionals and top 8s and stuff like that. Like, that feels pretty good to me, like knowing that I do have the capacity to actually play as well as some of these other like hyper competitive and like really well achieving players. But yeah, I think for where I am currently in my life, I'm gonna have to take a step back and just like let it ride for a bit. I do want to come back to it at some point. Like, I've still got all my decks built up there. I've still got like loads of cards in the background and stuff like that. I haven't got rid of like anything other than my G-Reg cards. But for me, it is a case of like, I do want to kind of focus on the variety stuff and just focus on things that bring me joy in my life. And I think variety is definitely the way to go for it right now. And unfortunately, that does mean it comes at the cost of TCG, which is fine. Again, I'm not going anywhere as far as my friends are concerned. I'm still cheering you guys on. I still want you guys to do well. And I'll still always be in your replies on Twitter going, "Yes, King, great win," etc, etc. And the other thing I want to thank the TCG for as well, and again, my friends, is how much traveling I've done. Before I took up Pokemon TCG, I left this country, if you include Great Britain as a whole, not just England. I left this country twice. When I was in my teenage years, I went to Mallorca one year and Menorca the other year. I don't know if I've pronounced those right, so any Spanish-speaking people, I apologise if I butcher those names. I'm sure I have as an English person. But we went there, weird story actually, it's kind of a weird tangent for the vlog, but my auntie won a competition at her workplace to get like a big massive holiday basically, and at the time she didn't really have anyone to go with, so she wanted to take my mom, but my mom had me, my sister and my little brother. So instead of going for this big holiday, she exchanged it for these like gift vouchers for a travel company. I think it was Thomas Cook at the time. I don't know if they're still around. And she ended up paying for like 2 different holidays year after year. So that was really cool, but not what I really remember, and I didn't enjoy them either because it was too hot. I'm not a hot country kind of person. So up until 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was, I never traveled really out of this country, especially by myself. So the fact I've been to like Germany 3 times now, I've been to Poland once, I've been to France twice. That's so cool. Like I would never have like traveled to these countries and seen even like a small corner of their cultures and stuff like that if it wasn't for Pokemon. So I've also got Pokemon to thank for that too. And again, I don't want to say I'm completely done. I do plan on coming back and hopefully do more traveling. With that also, and again, I've mentioned this via Twitter, the Jester Championship series is on hiatus. I don't know how long for, but it's another thing that's been like eating the time that I could be using to produce content that I actually enjoy and that I'm proud of. So we were doing it on Sunday nights, so instead we're now streaming on Sunday nights instead. And I don't want to preemptively announce this, but I am aware of a shop in the UK that is planning on doing a tournament series, or at least running tournaments in the similar kind of time slot on Sundays. I can't officially announce anything. I've just been contacted to be asked about it. So I'm hoping before too much longer there will be a replacement for the Jester Championship series, and I wish them all the best too. I am going to be trying to help them out a little bit with setup and stuff as well if they need it. So yeah, I'm very much hoping that we do have a return to some form of tournaments on Sundays, and I will absolutely be promoting those too. As I said, I just want to say thank you to the Pokemon TCG community. This is a bit, it feels a bit grandiose and a bit dramatic to make a video about this and say all this stuff, but I'm nothing if not dramatic. So I do want to say thank you to everybody who supported me on my TCG journey, everybody who supported the content that I've been making via the TCG as well, and I do hope you guys stick around. Like, I hope that I've made enough of an impression and have been entertaining enough while these videos have been coming out for you to still watch me play other games. And it's evident by Cult of the Lamb. Like, Cult of the Lamb is one of my highlights because it does show me like all the followers that have like made characters and now are in the game with me. So seeing all those names still stick around is so cool, and I really appreciate it. There will be more content coming as well. I still plan on doing more like card building games as well. I'm looking at Balatro, I'm looking at Slay the Spire, I'm looking at Monster Train. Like, I can't wait to get back into more of those games too. The indie deck building card game roguelikes are like some of my absolute favorites. So yeah, all that to say, thank you very much, guys. Thank you to those who have supported me. Thank you to everyone who's still sticking around. Welcome back to Jestertainment, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.